Ape, ape, ape. So on, this keeps happening to me. I'm just gonna assume it's live because it like keeps freezing at the ready thing, but then it seems like it's already going or something. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Is it working? Is it not working? Tell me something. Okay, this works. Trusty Ape, hashtag Trusty Ape, go at Trusty Ape, go on day 2 in the program, in the day treatment program. Did my first AA meeting today, which was like, yeah, not a huge fan of the AA program. It just happens to be close by the center, so we can go there on our lunchtime and go get a meeting in. There's also an NA meeting nearby, so I might try that one on Thursday. And tomorrow's the virtual meeting, so a bit of concern there. Everybody has a bit of concern because we don't have the in-person contact, and it's not a full day. It's like a 2-hour meeting. Of course, we have a phone list, so we can all call each other to kind of check in and all that good stuff. And we can call the counselors, obviously, too. Um, but we're supposed to be, kind of supporting each other in the group, which is, cool and stuff. I just haven't gotten to know many people very well, kind of the introvert. And a couple of the people who have been very supportive of me the last 2 days are also two of the people who graduated the program. So I'm not really going to be seeing them anymore. So it's like, all right, so now I got to make friends with these other newcomers. Generally, if you're going to have like a fucking problem and you want a piece of advice, you'd want somebody who's a little more advanced in the program. But since this is just like a 2-week thing, generally, unless you mess up. Basically, the deal is if you mess up, you either leave the program or you get extended in the program if you want to, keep going at it. They'll be like, okay, so you used whatever substance yesterday, came in today, now you're dirty. So that's an additional X amount of days before that's out of your system. That many days is added onto your program. So it could turn from 15 days to 18 days or whatever, something like that. Right. So some people have been there a bit longer, but that also means that they fucked up. So supposed to be looking for a sponsor, but again, I don't know if I want to do that in the A program. I just don't know if it's geared towards me or it's going to be something that's effective. I already kind of know the routine, I know the rundown, and I did it a lot as a kid. So all right, but we went through the night and the day and successfully. No alcohol. Okay, no alcohol, taking the meds, and I didn't smoke any weed today. I did smoke weed last night, but I didn't smoke any weed today. And I kind of made a commitment, a promise, and I told myself that I'm not going to smoke any weed today. And I'm not supposed to smoke any weed tomorrow, and maybe for the next couple of weeks at least, which is like a really weird decision for me. Like, out of all my vices, cigarettes, alcohol, anything else, weed was always the one thing that I was like, this is a positive, this is beneficial for me, and I've kind of convinced myself of that over the years. And in some ways it might be true, but in some ways I think it also inhibits me from my true and actual self, right? Maybe I dumb myself down a bit too much. I smoke, there is such thing as too much of a good thing. And so if you're like me, basically smoking all day, every day, you've got nothing to compare it to, right? And that's what I've been doing for a long fucking time. So I think this is probably the best thing for me. But I'm terrified. I'm anxious. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm, probably going to be a little extra stress, a little. So what they have me on now is this, got this tiny little transdermal patch that's supposed to help control my blood pressure because it's been a little elevated. And then they got me on this other stuff, this gabapentin, which I'm not thrilled about. I've taken 3 doses so far. I know I've taken it before when I was on meds when I was younger, but it was in combination with other things. So I didn't really know how it affected me. And right now I'm kind of wondering, like, okay, because they prescribe it for all kinds of stuff, and what it's supposed to help control is like me having the DT tremors and being extra anxious. It's supposed to bring a little bit of that down, but I'm like, how much of an effect is it really having? What are the side effects? Now I'm like adding a new chemical to my system, and should I even be doing that? But it is prescribed, right? It's supposed to help with the other stuff I'm going through. So I guess I'm taking it. I'm like, I don't know. I'm supposed to take. So I took one last night. Didn't feel very much effect, and then I took one this morning, and then I took one this afternoon. And after that, I felt like I started maybe getting a little groggy, and they said it might cause a little bit of drowsiness. And then on the drive home, I was like, I kind of feel like a little out of it, and I didn't really like that. And I didn't know if it was just because of my day and me not having any substances, or if it was because of that medication. Nothing to really compare it to. I just know I was like, So do I want to take two tonight? They said, well, if you could just take one at night, just take the 3 a day. And they only gave me like a week's supply. So they don't expect me to stay on this stuff. It's supposed to be for like just the first few days, I think. And then I'm supposed to taper off of it. So yeah, there's that. And then a guy brought up in group, he was like, well, what about non-alcoholic beer? I remember this when I quit for a week last year. I did get some non-alcoholic beers, but I got the Lagunitas IPA and the O'Doul's, which both actually contain trace like small amounts of alcohol, like 0.1 or 0.5 alcohol. But basically, if you drink all 6, you're drinking like, a 2.5 beer or something like that. Like it adds up. It's not even, a whole regular beer, but there is alcohol. But what I did find are the Heineken Zeros, which are claimed to have 0%, 0.0, no alcohol, nothing. Nada. Tastes like beer, but it's basically barley and water. Yeah, barley, hops, and water, and no alcohol. That's what it claims. Now, I guess I was going to say, I guess we'll find out tomorrow, because every day I go into the center, I do a breathalyzer, but I'm not going into the center tomorrow. So, and I don't have a breathalyzer here. I used to have one. I think it got lost in the storage unit. I'm actually curious to test it. Like if I go in on Thursday and chug one of these right before I go in and see how I blow, just to find out if it's, but it says zero alcohol, and I don't know. I'm sitting here like, kind of want to try it. I kind of just miss the taste of beer, and I remember that from last year. But the thing was, the effect of those, was Venice School, right? Those whatever the other non-alcoholic beers that had tiny amount of alcohol. But I was also supplementing that with cannabis-infused beverages and gummies and smoking weed. So since I'm not doing that, yeah, there's like a little bit of a reluctance there. But I'm like, well, I do like the taste of beer. Regardless, I like to drink beer, even if it doesn't get me drunk. Like if that's not the point, I don't know. I was trying to figure out like how I was going to supplement this evening, because last night I was smoking pot. Like, I didn't smoke a lot for me, but it was a lot for most people. I smoked like almost an eighth to my head. A lot of people were like, whoa, yeah, one night, yeah, that's me. That's a small amount. And after not smoking all day. But I was still like thinking about drinking, and then I saw a beer commercial, and then we were talking about that today because somebody else was saying they saw somebody drinking on a TV show and they had to turn it off. Like, I didn't turn it off, but I sat there and went, that's weird. Like, I've never seen a beer commercial on TV before that I can recall. All of a sudden, it's like, one of my, a brand that I like, and it's just, I was like, that's interesting. Am I just noticing it because I don't have a beer? I don't know. My dad called me. Supposed to call my dad. What's up, Silverwolf? Thank you for listening. I was listening to your guitar track earlier, but it's a little low, so I'm gonna have to like listen to it in here, like with the phone up to my ear. Like the volume was pretty low, and I was like outside, so I couldn't hear it very well. But yeah, so I got to call my dad back, kind of let him know what's up, because I haven't talked to him since I started this. And so yeah, still moving forward. I mean, I think, and dealing with some kind of depressing thoughts, like as far as I'm hearing other people like who haven't lost their kids yet. I had somebody come up to me after the AA meeting today, one of our group members, and they said like um, you know, basically, well, just keep working at it, you'll get it back. And I would try to be like, okay, cool, thanks for the hopefulness, but I know that it's false hope. Like as far as my daughters are concerned, there's very little chance that I will see them before they become adults at all at this point. Like we have had very little contact. They don't remember me very well from their early childhood, and then they basically just remember that kind of like short period we had a visitation a few years ago that just got suddenly cut off. And it wasn't my fault. I'm not going to say what happened exactly, but I'll just say that it was a family affair that I had nothing to do with. I wasn't there, did not participate, did not, but because it happened, the timing that it happened, my visits got cut off because it was one of my family members, even though, again, I was not involved at all. So just kind of an interesting dynamic there. So, and as far as my son goes, I mean, the best I can really hope for at this point is some limited visitation. I don't think they're going to give me a whole lot, at least right now, until he's ready to verbalize. And I don't know when that or if that's going to happen. Worked with him a lot on being more vocal, and he, as kids tend to do, he he has different responses when mom asks him a question as opposed to when I ask him a question. And then usually when strangers ask him that type of question, in if we're both present and another person asks that type of question, he just won't respond, or he'll look to us, and he understands the dynamic there. And he doesn't like conflict. Doesn't like conflict. He knows what he says is going to cause a conflict, then he just doesn't say it. Or maybe he says the thing that he thinks will cause the least conflict. So yeah, so I'm not getting my kids back. That's false hope, right? Like I said, the best I can hope for is some visits, which I'm going to push for. But I really have to do the sobriety thing for me, for my life, and like I said, I think I can, get back on track and maybe just regulate and be maybe one day more of just a kind of social, uh, very, a social drinker who does not drink very much. When I do drink socially, that's the way I used to be. Um, yeah, but we'll see if we get there. Right now, I just have to focus on abstinence and give myself, you know, goals and milestones to beat that, and then kind of see where I'm at then. Because right now, 2 days out, I'm not going to have any great ideas about it. I've still got stuff going through my system, and flushing out. And so yeah, I'm really not qualified to make a good judgment about it. This is all speculation. Oh yeah, it takes time to talk when it comes to verbal communication. That's what happened with your stepbrother. Yeah, yeah. My son was nonverbal for like the first 5 years, essentially. Well, they said he was nonverbal, but in reality, he he could form full sentences at like two, but he was just very, very selective about when he spoke and what he said. Um, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think there were certain traumas in his early childhood that he might not clearly remember because he was so small, but he was present for some of the intense arguments between me and his mom. And he actually one time stepped in between us when she was being aggressive towards me. He didn't step in between us, but he was sitting next to me and he put his hand out. He just said, "No, mama." And she was so mad. I was like, our 2-year-old just told you to stop it. And she was so mad. But that's what happened, you know. I didn't instruct him. I just, you know, he was just there. And he knew it was up. All right. Non-alcoholic beer for non-alcoholics. Oh, wait. Do they make this specifically for alcoholics? That smells like the Heineken. Not bad. It says 0.0, which makes me wonder. I think there was a commercial where the dude's like driving down the road with one of these and he gets pulled over. And the cop's like, "What's that?" He's like, "Nope, it's a 0.0." Ah, you're free to go. I was like, "Do you actually have to be 21 to buy non-alcoholic beer? Could a kid just walk into the store and buy alcohol-free beer?" I don't know. No idea. They don't card me anymore, so I guess I look my age. Some people say I look younger, but it depends on like now. I actually fixed my shave, so I'm almost clean shaven. Except I didn't take the time out to use shave gel or anything, so I got like all this junk on my face. But you don't know what beer tastes like? Well, they all have, uh, they have different unique flavors. This is Heineken is like, well, it says yeah, malted barley, so it's got the I don't know. There's a difference between like the malt beverages as opposed to other ones, and then there's like different flavors of hops, and it's actually a pretty complex process, and you get a lot of different flavors out of different blends and whatnot. Um, so if I'm drinking a beer, not an alcoholic beer, I prefer something like a stout, um, which is like really thick, full bodied. Like some of them are like chocolate flavored or coffee flavored, which is it's a mild hint of that flavor. It doesn't actually like taste like sweet chocolate like you would think, but you do get that kind of a bit of a hint of that flavor. But it's a very strong beer to begin with, so that whatever the hops they're putting in there are like pretty intense and flavorful to begin with. Yeah, you kind of do look under 18. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I only see you, on online, but uh, yeah, that tastes all right. So, yeah, I'm probably just gonna be going stir crazy tonight. I do have sleeping gels still if I feel like I'm not going to be able to sleep, so I guess I can go with those. But I took them the night before Sunday, and I was pretty groggy on Monday morning, so I don't know if I should. Maybe I could just take one. That would be better if I need to, but I want to try to avoid it and just get through this night. You basically as clear-headed and sober as I am, and see how that works out and how I feel in the morning. Uh, I feel like a lot like a kid going to school, and it is very much like a classroom setting. I feel like I'm in a classroom, and I feel like I'm dealing with. It's like it does. I had to say that today, like in the group. I was like, this reminds me of being a kid at school, and I'm sitting here like a lot of us are fidgety, but I'm super fidgety. I'm like in my chair while I'm trying to pay attention to other people and all of that, and I am, but I end up like I'm trying to move ahead with the curriculum. Like we had two assignments in one of our groups today, and she was like, "Well, we're gonna do the first one, and then we're gonna do the second one." I was like, "Okay." Did the first one, and I read the second one, which is like a list of quotes. And we're supposed to choose a couple of quotes. I didn't even know what the assignment was, but I kind of just made the assumption. I was like, ooh, I like that one. I like that one. And I happen to be familiar with them. And so I picked out those two quotes that I liked off the paper, um, and a couple others, but the two main ones. And I was already done with it. So we're going through the first assignment, right? And I'm like, okay. And then she goes to the second assignment, and well, like I said, I've already read through all of it, decided. Everybody else is just now reading the assignment, and I'm a pretty fast reader. So the fact that I've already read it, now I have to wait for everybody else to read it, and I'm already done. And I'm like sitting there, can I meditate? Can I? No. Like I freaking like looking at people like, are you done? Are you done? I wasn't asking them that, but that's like going through my head. What's taking so long? I'm ready. I'm ready to go. And then so, but I got through it. I didn't like lose my shit or anything. But you know, this is what they said. Like when I was in school, I would do that. I would finish my work, and all the other kids would still be working on it, and I'd be bored. I'd be like getting up, looking around, throw a pencil at somebody. I don't know, whatever the fuck I did to entertain myself, because I'm like, y'all are moving really slow. And the teachers would always like, well, you're going through your work too quickly. And I'm like, look at it, and they look at it, and I would be doing the work correctly. Um, okay, well, go and double check your work. I already did that too. I did that while I was doing the work. I just moved quickly. And it was hard to find a solution for that problem. Um, there's other things that I would like super remedial at, like math. Like I would get stuck in math, and I get bored, and so then I cause a problem there. People couldn't quite explain it to me, and I didn't really know how to like just sit there and follow the curriculum. It just didn't seem to work for me and the way my brain worked. So, oh, what's up, Athena? Good to see you. Day two of I'm doing a treatment program, and I am sober as a judge. No, drinking a 0.0 alcohol-free Heineken. I'm detoxing off of literally everything that I've become accustomed to over the years. Um, yeah, to try and like live a healthier life and manage myself better and all of that good shit. Um, but yeah, this is yes, the program. Thank you, Sandy. It's rough. I think I'm gonna have to work on my assignment tomorrow because there's not really a lot of time to do it while we're in the groups. And they're gonna expect me to have it done on Friday, so I kind of need to do it independently. And um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's the second one. There's like an essay involved, which I'm not like too thrilled about, like a 500-word essay, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. But part of the program, so I'm gonna have to do it. Um, yeah, but like one of the people who was there today who graduated did their second one, right? Because only two, one per week, and it was pretty powerful. Like they told a lot of their childhood story and how it connected to like where they ended up and their mindset now. And yeah, I think it really like affected a lot of us. Like, and yeah, so I'd like to be able to put something like that together, but it's hard to kind of focus on what's like important, because there's a lot of history. It's like what what were the things that actually um, led to you, what were the traumas and the factors, that because like we're damaged, right? There's some damage there. It's like there's trauma there, and you got to like identify it and kind of link it up to how you react to situations now because of your past trauma, and then try to figure out how you like either avoid or maintain yourself in those situations. And, you know, that's kind of the trick there. Triggers and all. Just walking will help. Yes. I know. I need to walk a lot more. That's been a lot. I was like, I feel like I could go running today. Um, but yeah, it's like when you're in the class and you, I guess I could go run on my lunch break. But yeah, it's like you gotta sit there and go through the motions. And yeah, I definitely need to start doing more exercise now that I do have this energy. Like I feel it as anxiety and restlessness, and it's like I don't know where to direct it. But yeah, um, that's one of the best ideas is physical exertion. I found myself like singing along to some songs in an album in the car that I was playing on YouTube, and like I used to do that all the time. Like um, I would like everywhere I would go, I was constantly singing along to cars in the song, but to songs in the car, and backwards. I was constantly singing along to these songs, and yeah, like at some point I kind of stopped doing that. Like I don't know, and that's something that I would normally do. So I don't know why I stopped doing it. Um, yeah, but I'm kind of like conscious that that change occurred, and I sing a lot less than I used to, and so yeah, trying to sing and write some songs or something. Because yeah, I have a lot of angst and energy and um, time to try and spend more wisely while I'm doing this, as long as I keep doing it right. So I put my pot away. I'm not throwing it away. I think that's stupid. So there's this whole thing about like removing temptations and stuff like that. And I was like, well, temptation's always there. If I really want weed, the dispensary is down the street. If I really want beer, liquor store is right fucking there. Like temptation ain't going away. Like I don't understand how fucking throwing away the shit I have. At least give it to somebody who can use it. But yeah, I'd rather just keep it around for a rainy day and know that I have the self control to not open that drawer and go smoke right now because I'm trying to work a fucking program, right? That's the idea. I hate this whole it's unmanageable and you're powerless because then how the fuck do you quit? Oh, we have to turn it over to God. I don't fucking believe in God, bro. Well, what's your higher power? What the fuck is a higher power? Well, whatever you want it to be. It could just be the universe. Okay, I'm getting sober for the universe. What the fuck does that mean? The fuck does the universe care if I'm fucking drunk or sober? The universe doesn't care. If anything, you do it for other people, but that doesn't actually work, and they keep telling you that. So then you do it for yourself. Oh, now I'm my higher power. I'm God. What does that mean? That I have to take control. That I have to have the power. So this whole runaround about how you're not in control of your addiction, right, is actually false. I mean, if you're when you're in it, yeah, you're no longer in control in your full capacity. That's why you get out of it. You take control. You're not giving it to anybody else. You're not. That's all bullshit. That's all mental mind fuck. Yeah, I'm not God. Exactly. I'm not God, and I never will be. But I have to be in control of myself in order to make this work. That's the only way it works. You can't say, "Oh no, I'm giving it to God. I'm giving it to some higher power in the universe that may or may not exist, because I have no better explanation. It's the same as all those other fucking religious nuts. I don't know. That's just my opinion on the matter. I've got to, find a way to put my head into that. Do you have the power and screw it? Oh, thank you. Yes. I mean, I agree. I agree. That's why I'll go to the AA meetings and I'll take what I need from it, but I don't see myself buying into that bullshit. So that's all I got to say about that. Um, the other meetings that we do are normally like more secular and stuff, so I like that better. And there's all other secular groups that I know I can join, um, so that's fine. Just continue doing that. Um, I guess that's about like all I got. Just ranting and raving. Oh, now I need to know, or maybe I don't. As far as the last addiction, the way you broke your last addiction. I've thought about different things. I've contemplated different things. I said like, oh, one of these days I'm just gonna take my tent, my sleeping bag, and go out in the woods for like a week and dry myself out. I could do that, and I always talk about it and contemplate it, and never do it. Never did it. Um, oh yeah, that's another way. Jail and prison. Yeah, I did have to sober up in jail. There's a couple few times I went in there, and went and got a drink pretty much as soon as I got out. Actually, the first thing I got was a cigarette, then a drink. So whatever, take that as you will. But like the first time I came down off of meth and everything, so I was like, okay, if I go back and have a beer and I don't go back to meth, then I'm doing better, right? But I do remember kicking myself in the ass when I got out of jail. The first thing I did was ask my buddy who came to pick me up, asked for a cigarette, and I was like, I really shouldn't smoke this since I've already got a week under my belt. I should just, try to quit. But I was like, nope, it's too good. And it was a menthol. I hate menthols, but I was that hungry for it. I was like, it's still good, even if it is a fucking menthol. He shoots, he scores. All right, I guess I need to call my padre and let him know what's up, and try to settle myself in for the night. This is like, it's just really fucking weird. This is always my ritual. I come home, I get in my chill space, and I smoke weed, and I keep smoking weed until I fucking fall asleep. And so yeah, I'm gonna try not to chain smoke cigarettes. And yeah, I guess that's my only solution right now. Oh, well, thank you, William. Yeah, I feel better. Um, a bit. Yeah, I know that yesterday when I went in, people were like, "Oh shit, this guy is either this is the pass or fail day." Like I did not want to be there. I told the doctor that too. I was like, I want it to be over already. Yep. But I just got here, so um, yeah, I know what I have to do, and should get a little easier every day. Hope, maybe. All right. Well, that's that. Yeah, I'm done ranting, and I will. Oh, stop it! Stop it! So there's a someone in group. No, I'm not gonna talk about like anyway. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, I definitely need that type of support moving forward. I don't know. Like my cravings seem like they're so frequent and constant that it's like all I can do is distraction. Like because that's what I'm always used to. I move from one place to another place, and usually I get the resources to get what I want, which is tends to be a mind altering substance. And then I go to the place where I'm going to use the mind altering substance, and then I do that, and then I repeat. Like, so now I'm like moving from place to place, no mind altering substance. Moving to the next place, wait, no mind altering substance, except the cigarettes. I don't know. They encourage us to quit smoking and stuff, but there's yeah, it's not the distraction is key. Distract yourself using something else. Yeah, I know, and I just have to like take it back to my roots, like all those things I would have done, like writing songs and playing music, or doing more of these streams. I guess I think it's helpful. I mean, it's just like in the group, sometimes I feel so limited in like what I should say, and I don't want to go on and on, take up too much time, and then I don't say enough, and people are like, "You're too quiet," and it's like, yeah, but there's like 20 people in here, like I'm not gonna tell my whole freaking life story, um, but yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get vocal about it, and you all have heard a lot of my stories, so yeah, um, you've been my support group for a long time. Yeah, yeah, no, it basically just tastes like a regular Heineken, and not doing shit. I don't feel anything from it. Yeah, I'm impressed. The flavor's good. I mean, Heineken is not my favorite beer, but it's not my least favorite beer either. So, and if there's literally no alcohol in it, cool. Then I can drink for the flavor, and yeah, and not fuck this up. Tomorrow, along with my virtual meeting, I have to hit the library and get these forms printed out. I have to get shit filled out for my job and for disability because I'm supposed to be collecting disability for this period. I'm kind of like freaking out over it right now um, because I'm not working and rent's gonna be due, and so I've got to make that money's up, and so that's my new worry, my new concern to deal with tomorrow in what free time I have, along with trying to maintain myself. So maybe a longer stream tomorrow. That's very possible. Yeah, I well, there's a baseball field down the street. I could probably like work out there. I just feel weird just like running down the street, like I see people like jogging. And this is not like the neighborhood for that because people like park on the sidewalk here and shit. It's just wacky. So, um, but yeah, if I go down the street to the park, I just like go do laps on the field or something like that. Probably what I'll end up doing. I really need to do because I've been doing a lot of leg work. So I like actual literal leg work, not the metaphorical kind. But but I really need to do some strength training on my uppers, and but I need to get some new dumbbells and stuff like that. But I can at least be doing push-ups, um, some squats and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I got to do. Uh, so for today, oh yeah, you as I was saying it, you're typing it. Yes. I feel I feel good about what I'm doing, and I know it's difficult, but yeah, I think I'm rewarding myself just with the flavor of beer. I'll get myself a decent meal because last night I kind of the soup was all right, but something a little heartier for tonight, and hopefully that'll help mellow me out too, and see where it goes. See where it goes. All right. Goodbye for now. Good luck. Be kind. Be well. And stay trusty.